Almost 200 of those.
We'll show you a real-life, unidentified flying object.
But the fact is, I videotaped and saw a UFO.
And the expert analysis of UFO footage that seems to verify their existence.
Photographs, the videos, the witnesses have all proved positive.
And the witnesses that are threatened.
And this object made a right-hand turn. And by this point, I was getting really scared.
The incredibly advanced technology. But is it of human origin?
It's doing about 4,000 miles an hour.
And why does the military intimidate civilians, along with their own servicemen, into silence?
I had some pictures of it that I took. They told me if I had any more pictures and if they come out, I would end up in jail or the nut out for them to do.
I think they are probably covering up the incidents with the FDR because they're covering up all incidences of UFO sightings.
And all these questions and answers will be summed up in the UNX report on Unexplained Mysteries. Unexplained Mysteries, real people, real UFOs. Why are there so many sightings in a picturesque little town in Florida? What you're looking at is extraordinary footage of something, perhaps a spacecraft, floating in the sky above the trees. Welcome to Gulf Breeze, Florida. It's a beautiful resort town on the Gulf Coast, otherwise unremarkable.
And we have over 500 witnesses, and we have about 262 recorded sightings, and we've investigated almost 200 of those.
A group of concerned Gulf Breeze residents are carrying out the investigations. Most of them belong to MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network, determined to get to the bottom of UFO mysteries.
We call the military. We're told, no, we did not have anything in the area at the time that you had your sighting. Of course, there will be those that say, well, that's the typical military response.
In 1987, Ed Walters and his wife Frances took incredible photographs of a UFO. At first, Ed was concerned that he would be mocked, but eventually, he sent them to Dwayne Cook, publisher of the Gulf Breeze Sentinel. Dozens of people came forward to relate their own accounts.
One of the more recent videos shows a light that was red, and all of a sudden it turns white and starts flashing. These extremely brilliant pulses of light. It appears that it's as if the actual size of the image, which would be related to the size of the light source itself, changed in like 1/30th of a second or so, from one TV frame to the next. We don't have anything that could do that, so far as I know.
Soon, dozens of people turned out at night and captured UFOs on videotape. To videotape a UFO at night is one thing, but capturing one in the light of day minimizes the possibility of hoaxing.
We now are going through a series, it seems, of daylight sightings.
The photo and video evidence that we've recently seen from Gulf Breeze is far more important than all the previous UFO photo and video evidence combined.
90% of sightings happen at night. Only 10% are reported during the day. And now, more people are stepping forward as UFO eyewitnesses.
People like doctors and lawyers and real estate people, and it's just not a bunch of lunatics running around saying that they saw lights in the sky.
This is footage of one of the Gulf Breeze UFOs.
The daylight sightings that we've had of the last year have all been authenticated. The photographs, the videos, the witnesses have all proved positive.
Ed Walters saw unusual bright flashes in the sky, but this time in daylight.
Panning around here, 360, there's the sand dunes, that's the north. Oh, geez, goodness gracious. Over those dunes right there.
A shiny object that floats in the sky briefly, then vanishes.
There she is, right there. Oh my God, just hovering right there. Oh, Jesus, wouldn't you know it?
Video analyst Jeff Sainio authenticates Walter's tape.
Notice particularly when he sees the object, how the oscilloscope shows that the camera was indeed bounced around. You'll see a lot of video disturbance there, which is typical of a raw video of a camera that's been bounced around. That eliminates editing as a possibility for creating this thing.
Walters also took this photo of what he claims is a fighter jet's near collision with a UFO.
And the jet was continuing on and passed right, looked to me like it was headed right at the UFO.
Some people claim that Walters is simply a sophisticated hoaxer.
Judge me if you will, but the fact is I videotaped and saw a UFO.
This daylight UFO footage is particularly revealing.
The UFO, as he observed it, came out of the southeast. It moved over his head at an incredibly fast speed and disappeared out to the northwest. This particular sighting in itself was a landmark sighting in that it actually showed the UFO disappearing or leaving, as it were.
See it coming in here, it's very indistinct, appears to be moving relatively slowly. So here's a slowdown of the same video, object hovering there motionless, and zips off instantaneously, barely make it out as it zips off to the right. The object was about 3 miles away on the left side, got up to about 2 miles away on the right side, was doing about 4,000 miles an hour.
Another resident captured a UFO on tape. Both its flight pattern and its shape are similar to the others.
The various videos corroborate each other. They corroborate previous witness testimony. And so the pieces of the puzzle all fit together.
With all the UFO sightings, membership in MUFON is growing.
There's a program afoot to try to slowly educate people all over the world that we're not alone. Who knows, maybe one of those days we'll have that landing on the White House lawn experience where no longer is there any doubt that they're here, they're among us.
Hundreds of eyewitnesses, daylight UFOs, compelling encounters. But what do they mean?
I do believe there is a growing pattern of contact which suggests that we are getting closer to actually meeting the neighbors. Gulf Breeze is part of that pattern.
Later on Unexplained Mysteries, real people, real UFOs. What caused a skeptical police officer to become a believer in UFOs?
I didn't believe initially when I received the call that there would be anything of substance. I looked up in the air and I saw 4 or 5 bright objects up in the air.
We'll explore the case of the Scranton UFOs.
It was just about dusk, and as we were there up by the power lines, all of a sudden, these objects started coming up out of the treetops.
They were just everywhere. It seemed wherever we turned, there was another one. I just remembered not hearing a sound.
We'll take a close look at the military's role in the Cherry Creek incident.
I thought, well, what the hell did I do to deserve this? All these guys coming in telling me that if I don't keep my mouth shut, they're gonna throw me in jail.
And why does the military harass their own servicemen who witnessed strange craft?
We were just told to not say anything about this to anybody outside of Combat Information Center for at least 15 to 20 years.
And we'll give you the final answers about the phenomenon of UFOs in our UNX report. It's all here on Unexplained Mysteries. Unexplained Mysteries, real people, real UFOs. Most UFOs are witnessed from a safe distance, but sometimes they get up close and threatening. Scranton, Pennsylvania.